Here we are again, 10 minutes before US Open, and before I start my trading day, first comes the daily bias. So first let's take a look at the Bitcoin daily chart, and we have a very dangerous pattern here, a bearish signal. As you can see, we're about to confirm this evening star pattern. This is the daily candle, and if we close like this, we have an evening star pattern right here on the daily chart. And that's not all, because we went back to this level, the 74.4k resistance. Yeah, that's around this price level. And yeah, it's a strong resistance. And it right now looks like we didn't make it above here. And we didn't have a clean close above this level, which would have been a clear sign that we're ready to break out above and maybe get something like a breakout above, then a little retest, and then a continuation here upwards. So yeah, it more looks like we could get rejected as we're forming this evening star pattern. And that's not all. We also grabbed the liquidity right here. Yeah, this liquidity right here. And then reversed. It's another bearish sign. So if we confirm this evening star pattern today like this, then it would be a strong sign for a bearish rest of the week probably. And the previous day candle, the Tuesday candle, is interesting too, because it closed below this resistance and couldn't continue the momentum we had on Monday with this nice breakout slightly above this resistance. It looked really well at this point, but it didn't play out. So yeah, we are already below the low of the previous day candle, forming this pattern right here. Yeah, this already leads me to a slightly bearish bias today. So strong bearish bias only if we close with this pattern, because it's possible that we today, when markets open, just pump back above this resistance and finally make it. So slightly bearish bias. I'm favoring bearish setups over bullish. Let's take a look at the other altcoin daily charts. Ethereum right here. It's a quite similar pattern. Ethereum ran a bit higher, but yesterday we had an inside bar. Today we're below already the previous day low. Yeah, slightly bearish bias here as well, but Ethereum looks a bit stronger. I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum has the chance to outperform Bitcoin today. So I would favor shorts on Bitcoin, and Solana is a bit more bearish as well. Tested this level right here, and it seems like we're coming down again now. So we got rejected. We're printing the first red trend bar. Yesterday inside bar. Also here slightly bearish bias like on Bitcoin. Okay. And with this said, let's go down to the lower time frames to start to look for signals. There's one thing left. We need to take a look at the calendar today. It's Wednesday, March 18, and honestly, I already had a look at the calendar. Here is nothing interesting for us. The only thing for the crypto market that comes with volatility is the FOMC meeting, and this is at 2 p.m. today. We're starting press conference at 2:30 p.m. This is the time where day trading becomes dangerous, and I would not like to be in a position right before these events. But as it is at 2 p.m., we're still a lot of time left. It's nearly 9 a.m. So nothing to worry about for us. We can just start the trading day, and we don't have to consider any news events here. Another important thing that I want to show you on lower time frames is the last trade from the last session. There it is. And as you can see, we just had a little pullback to my entry, perfectly revisit of my entry. and then we went higher and reached my target inside the session. So I went home with 2.08R in the end. Nice winning trade. It was the only one from this day, and here you can see my results from this week. This was Monday. These are the 2.09R profit we have, and all in all, since last week where I started, I'm in profit with 4.39R, which is quite good. Let's say if we can print another bullish day. And here we go. The opening range just started to form. We've got the first 5-minute candle here. And we can see, as always, volatility comes in, Bitcoin dropping instantly, which instantly is confirming our slightly bearish bias here. Altcoins performing a bit better, so you can see they're lagging a bit behind. Okay. So, and as you also can see, we are coming from something like an uptrend, something like a downtrend, sorry. So we had lower highs here and then took out all the lows here, went down. Yeah, I would favor shorts here at this point, but there's no clean level where we could bounce off. So the next chance here for a short position, for example, would be if we get a breakdown below this previous low here on the chart, and then a pullback, and then a bounce off, and right here at this point, a signal from the trend path pro indicator, then I would enter here. If you look at the higher time frames, you can see this massive downtrend. This is the 1 hour chart, this is the 4 hour chart. We're clearly in a downtrend, everything red. Same, by the way, on Ethereum and Solana. Sorry, I got a cold, so my voice is a bit, yeah. I'm not fit right now. Maybe I'm a bit slower today. Hopefully you don't mind. But I still want to trade this day because, yeah, the market looked like volatility could come very soon. So I think maybe I get a short trade today. I can show you. Okay, Bitcoin wants to go lower. We are near this previous low. This is also the current day low. And it's also the current week low. So a very interesting level, honestly. If we take it out, let me draw it, then get a reversal, liquidity sweep, and then a signal from the trend bars, I would try along and target the opening range high. But as I said, I think more likely is that we get a breakdown below, a pullback, hopefully a pullback, and then it would be the right time for a short position. If we get a signal after we bounced off this previous low, this previous week low then in this case. And, oh, is it a liquidity sweep or not? It is. I think it's on tick. It's not a liquidity sweep. It is not. As you can see here, no, it's not a liquidity sweep. Fake. And yeah, altcoins performing a bit better here, you can see. While Bitcoin is about to take out the current week low, altcoins are a bit higher. And yeah, we have something like SMT divergence. Don't know if you know what it is. I'm not trading signals like this, but as you can see here, we have this lower low, and maybe we're from a higher low here. And if BTC pushes lower, especially below the this previous low, then we have another lower low here, and this would be a SMT divergence, would show us that alts performing better right now. So a long trade, I would favor alts in this case, and on a short trade, Bitcoin would be the game. But right now, we still have to be patient, as we didn't get the liquidity sweep. But we have the reaction here, like it was a liquidity sweep. I don't know. But I showed you it is not a liquidity sweep. That's why I would be really cautious now. I will not take a long trade here, even if we get something like a Morningstar pattern with the next candle. As I told you guys, it wasn't a liquidity sweep, and now we have the breakdown below. Not a surprise. Everyone who went long here, because they thought it would be a bounce here, are already stopped out. Okay, so now a bit further below price, and then a pullback to the previous low, and then bearish continuation. This would be the bearish signal we could trade. But right now, it's just a breakdown. We are still inside the opening range, and there's still some time left. Very interesting price behavior here. This pin bar right here is a very interesting candle. We pumped back above this previous low and closed above with such a nice pin bar. And now it's getting even more interesting, as BTC is printing the next bound. If we get a close above this pin bar, here it is, then we have a Morningstar pattern, a strong bullish pattern, and a liquidity sweep. Even if we continue this downtrend we started, it would be possible that we get a pullback to these levels right here. Probably something like this, and then we can still continue this downtrend. That's why what I will do is, if we confirm this pattern, I will enter a long trade. I would. And I will target this resistance, but I will place my target a bit below, because if we get a retest, it never has to be a perfect retest for a bearish trend continuation. It's enough if we, for example, go up like here and then get the reversal. So I will probably place my target a bit below, maybe here at around 73.1k, let's say, that I have a good risk reward ratio. Or I've got a better idea. I will just enter then and just look where I get a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. And here we go. I will take it. This would be my position. I'm not in this trade. Yeah, therefore we need a confirmation right now. It even more looks like we could go down again. But still 2.5 minutes left. Signal still can get confirmed. And what if I just target the... Oh, even this is also a 2.1 risk to reward ratio. Would be fair as well. If I get a 2.1 or 2 risk reward ratio, then I would just target the current New York session high or the opening range high, because this is definitely the next level. But honestly, we get selling pressure again. I don't think this will be a trade for me. But in the crypto space, everything can happen very fast, so Maybe we push back above and close here in the last minute. Possible. But I would not think that. Patience needed again. Ah, very interesting. Now we have a liquidity sweep here on Solana, which performed better than Bitcoin. For sure, we need another candle to close above this one. If we close like this with this pin bar for confirmation, but it would be a long signal. And, well, there's a lot of space above us. For sure, we have the session high, which is interesting. But yeah, honestly, the volatility is there. Everything changes from minute to minute. BTC confirmed the next down bar. No reclaim, no close above this pin bar right here. No. No signal for me. No signal. Now it's getting interesting here on Solana. Because we have a double bottom. We have the liquidity sweep. Yeah, we swept this low right here. Printed the double bottom. And now we need to close above this pin bar inside the opening range again. And the opening range is still forming, by the way. If we get a close above here, I would try along and target a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio just because a pullback to the current week low, I think it's the current week low. No. But again, as you can see, we will not get it. Tough session. Again, this whole week and last week too was really tough. No crystal clean trends and signals, and just a few signals as well. And very volatile traditional markets, which, yeah, for sure have impact on the crypto market as well. Yeah, with all these news about war in Iran and stuff like this around the world, it's not too surprising. It's in general a tough time to trade right now. But also big moves. And if there's a big move, there always will be the big move in the other direction. And it's possible to catch these moves as well. So I'm not complaining. As I said and showed you, I'm in profit after 2.5 weeks with 4.39R, which is completely fine. And if I continue this week and maybe 2 further weeks, then I'm ready to start day trading with real money. Right now I'm just trading really small amounts of money to get the feeling. So it will still hurt if I get through 3 or 4 losers in a row, but it's not real money, not too much money. So I can risk it and just train and get the feeling of real money before I'm starting with bigger money. And I will try to pass a PropFirm challenge to showcase how our trading system I'm using here is capable of doing this. So I will take you with me to pass a PropFirm challenge on crypto. But more on that a bit later. I think 2 more weeks training are definitely a good idea. BTC back at the lows of the opening range. It really looks like it wants to go lower. And I really would like to trade a short. And it's okay for me that I didn't get the signal after this liquidity sweep here in Ethereum. Would have been a good signal, but a little bit against the trend. So it's fine. A short signal while we have this downtrend. We even started here, I guess. It was a range, and then we got the breakdown, all these lows, and what's really missing is a pullback, a real pullback, and then a bearish continuation. But it's still already a downtrend, so I would favor shorts. But only clean signals, and right now there is no. And we're going down again. Bitcoin right now breaking below the opening range, which has already formed 15 minutes ago. So it's getting interesting, but for a short continuation signal, we definitely need the breakout, the pullback, and then we want a signal. But for now, we just have a breakdown below the opening range. Same here on Ethereum with a large evening star pattern. This, my friends, is a signal because we had a little pullback to this low, and then we are printing the evening star pattern right now while Ethereum is getting outperformed. I see that this is a valid signal. So, and what we have here, current week low, would be a possible target. In this case, breakdown, pullback. Now we have the breakout below the opening range, little pullback here. Yeah. I will give it a try. I will place a limit order at the middle of this breakout candle, place the stop loss above the pullback right here, and target the current week low, which is down here. Let's see if we get a trigger or if we move lower. But it's a valid signal. Maybe it's not the perfect signal as the pullback is a little short. Yeah, we had the breakdown with this candle, with this breakdown bar, then this little pullback, and now the continuation signal. But it's valid. And the current week low is a nice target, so yeah. Let's see if we get it here. First, I need to trigger my limit order, so otherwise I will not do anything here. But I'm patient. Sorry to say that, guys, but right now we're still not in. I put the limit order perfectly at the opening range low right here, which is the perfect spot for a retest. But as you can see, we still didn't get there, so my limit order remains untriggered. But I will leave it open for now. Let's see. I mean, it's just a small wick up, and then we have it, so possible. And here we go, my limit order got triggered. So we're in now. Let's see how this trade plays out. Perfect entry here. I know this is not perfect, but on the broker, my order got triggered, so I'm in here. Let's see what happens. It's live, so you will see if it plays out or not. Let me check if we get some other signals maybe on Bitcoin or Solana, but no. No. We just had the breakdown also on Solana. So what we need is a little more breakdown, a little pullback to the opening range low, and then bearish continuation, a signal here from the trend path at this spot where we bounce off, and then would be a valid signal. Let's see. I'm confident with this trade because we have the bearish bias, we have the strong downtrend, we have the breakdown below the opening range after this pullback to this low. It's a good setup. While higher time frames completely bearish. Look at this trend right here. This is the 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart, everything down. Let's see. And the target is great. The current week low definitely here sits the liquidity. So yeah, it's a really good setup. I'm very, very happy. If this is the only trade I make today, I'm completely fine. So I can even take a loser. I'm already with 2R in profit this week from Monday. So even a loser and I'm still in profit with 1R, which is a very comfortable situation, honestly. The pressure is higher if you're already in the reds. And then every loser hurts even more. So yeah, I'm very, very cautious. I only trade A+ setups. Maybe you can already see it here that I really trade only a few signals that are really clear. And this, honestly, it nearly was clear enough for me. But not much, and I wouldn't have taken this trade. So this pullback wasn't perfect. It's very short. It's a very short pullback, but still strong downtrend. Bearish daily bias, nice target. There's enough for me to stick to this trade for now. So let's see how it plays out. And I will not push it. If I don't get another signal, it is how it is. Okay guys, the short is playing out very well here. We're already in profit with 2.21R. But for sure I will not move my target. The current week low is a magnet. Let's see if we bounce off there. But right now it really looks like we will reach this target. We're so near. BTC is dropping again. Ethereum will follow. And yeah, not a good day for our crypto portfolios here, maybe. But for day trading, it was, yeah, the trend was good. The downtrend we had before, where we had the breakdown below the range and the bearish daily bias. It's fine. I'm happy with this, even if I have to close it in between and we're not reaching the target, which might be the case, but let's see. Session still some time left. Half an hour of my trading session is left because I'm trading only the first 2 hours of the US session. And then I'm gone. I will leave my trades open, but a bit depending on the market situation. Right now, as I know that we have today FOMC meeting here at 2 p.m. New York time, and then the press conference at 2:30 p.m. So there volatility will come in at this point. And that's why in this case, if my target's not getting reached, and right now it looks like it will get reached, then I will close this trade manually. But looks like maybe we have a winner here. Oh, come on, bro. Come on. We were so close. It's very likely that we will grab the liquidity here. The current week low. Many traders are looking at the current week low. And they placed their stops there. Market makers knows this. They will use it as exit liquidity. So come on. That's too early for a bullish reversal, bro. Too early. First, we need to take out the current week low. Like this. And then here. Okay, if we get a long signal. I don't think I will trade it because the downtrend is too strong. And I have the bearish daily bias. But it honestly would be the perfect time. Let's see. Let's see if we get a signal there. Or maybe we pump back above and I'm getting stopped out here. Possible too. Market, yeah, anything is possible. And this long wick candle here looks dangerous for me. Bitcoin in the middle of nowhere, I guess. If Bitcoin prints a pullback to the opening range low and bounces off, then I would think about another short here. But let's see. I mean, what's this reaction here at this level? Let me check the Bitcoin. Yeah, this is a little liquidity grab button. Not really. Pull back to this level right here. It's not a very strong level. I don't trust this short-term recovery here. I think we will go lower very soon. So I remain in this position, definitely. And I will wait. I still have 25 minutes left before I will end my trading session. And a lot can happen till then. So let's wait and see. Interesting to see. We're forming a Morningstar pattern on Ethereum. But it's in the middle of nowhere. Liquidity is still sitting below the current week low. It's not a real contrarian signal. That's why I will not close my trade even if it becomes a Morningstar pattern. I will not do this because we didn't swap the liquidity here. And it's also not a real long signal. So I would not enter along on such a signal as well. Let's see. I will remain in my position. So we confirmed the Morningstar pattern on Ethereum 5-minute chart right here. But as I said, it's not a valid signal without a liquidity sweep below the current week low. And right now we're already moving down again. Ethereum holding a bit stronger than, for example, Bitcoin, which is really interesting too, because we had the pullback now to the opening range low and bounced off. But we have no clean signal here so far. That's why I will not enter a trade. And the same situation here on Solana, by the way. We had the pullback, but no clean signal, no candle pattern. And I'm already in a trade, in a short trade. And I like to, play it safe, honestly. If I get one winner, if this trade is reaching my target with a win rate, with a risk reward ratio of 3.87, then it's great. So no need to push it here. And we are going down again. We instantly turned red here on Ethereum. I still think we can reach my target. Even if I only have 15 minutes left till end of my session, maybe we can do it. I see that Bitcoin is already starting to push again. So Ethereum will definitely follow. Come on, bro. Hit my target. I want to show you a winner. Maybe if you watched the last sessions, what I'm doing here seems a bit boring to you. I don't know. Please let me know in the comments if it is the case, or maybe if you don't understand what you're seeing here, please let me know. But this is how trading looks like. So it a bit depends on the strategy. So some people like to trade on lower time frames, like the 1 minute chart, and then they get more signals and more trades. But I like to have the control. I like to have the overview all the time. And that's why I like to do 1, 2, 3 trades per session. And even one trade is completely fine. I don't know if you can see this, but Ethereum is already getting outperformed a bit already. So you can see, since we had the breakdown below the opening range. Yeah, let me draw it. If we hit this, if we take the low, this is the distance. So if we, oh, that's not possible. So here, if we take this, had the breakdown, Solana nearly the same. But if we take a look here on Ethereum, and you can see since the breakout, we are lower. To the low, it's quite a way here. And that's why I'm very happy with my short in Ethereum. It was the weakest symbol. It's always good to find a short signal on the weakest symbol. And that's what we had here. Only 10 minutes left for my trading session. Will we reach my target? Or will it be another session where I need to show you the outcome at the beginning of the next session? Maybe. But it is how it is. I want to give you here a realistic impression of how trading looks like with a decent system. And yeah, it's often not very flashy. So not 1,000 signals, not big win rates, 12 hour or something. No, just boring, crystal clear signals aligning with the trend direction. And that's it. A bit boring, but that's how it works. And that's how consistency is built in trading. I know that you often see something else out there. And I know that there are a lot of trading gurus that are maybe they're making the most amount of their money from courses and not from trading. Maybe I saw a video about TGR recently where someone very clearly described how TGR might have started his career on a scam, honestly. And also, if you take a look at these gurus and their lifestyle, most of them have flashy lifestyle, expensive cars, watches, houses, and all this stuff. But a real trader, it's not a match. You know what I mean? Think about Warren Buffett, one of the biggest hedge funds in the world, Berkshire Hathaway, and he's still driving a car he bought maybe 30 years ago, still living in the same home. That's the mindset of a successful trader who understood the markets and found an edge he could use for himself. So if you make it through trading, you will probably not waste your money for a lot of expensive stuff that takes the time that you won through trading from you. Because all this takes a lot of time. You have 10 expensive cars, but you can drive only one at the same time, right? I don't know how this makes sense. So it's just my humble opinion, but I think if a guru shows you a fancy lifestyle and all this stuff which takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, then he's probably not making his money through trading. He's probably a good marketeer. He's probably making his money from courses, but not from trading, because a trader would never waste so much money for just expensive material things. No, definitely not. And also not the successful traders I know. They're all very humble and they really think about where they invest their money, even if they could have a fancy lifestyle. Here we go. The last 2 minutes for me. I'm only trading the first 2 hours of the US session, always. Let's see. I don't think we will reach my target. It's again like the last sessions. I'm ending this session with a trade I've opened. But this time it's a bit different because if you look at the calendar, we have today FOMC meeting. 2 p.m. and at 2:30 p.m. we have the press conference, and this is the time where volatility will come in. And that's also why normally I would let such a trade here run. I will let it run till end of the session, end of the New York session here, and then I will close it because it's day trading. But as we have this FOMC meeting today in between, and I don't want to sit on the charts all the time, I have things to do, I will close this position and I will do this right now. I will now close my position right here, right now, with 2.5 R exactly. That's completely fine. That's completely fine. So here we go. We have one winner today with 2.5 R, and that's why we are in profit now with 6.89 R, which is great. And especially the start for this week is great. These 2 days, this is Monday, this is Wednesday today. So I made 2 R on Wednesday and today 2.5 R, 4.5 R during this week. Honestly, I could close the week now and then I'm fine. I'm done.